Why don't you take a seat right over there?
How would you like to live in a town where every single stereotype of the Catholic Church is lived out? Welcome to Arcenletia! A town full of hot springs and occasionally sexual predators. Ah yes, in these 2 episodes, Megumin has gone to the town where Aqua's followers live. And yeah, of course, sexual degenerates are obviously attracted to Aqua, of all people. Finally, the materialization of Megumin in Arcenletia as she walks around and she needs more money to get to Axel. So obviously the first thing she does is go right into getting a job. Once again, working for minimum wage. Remember from the last review, yeah, her and minimum wage jobs don't mix very well. Granted, we got a little fan service there with Megumin in a maid costume, as well as the people saying to her, "You're fired." And now finally, we met our first degenerate, Sister Cecily, instantly defacing Arnes, and then blaming her followers for her own misdeeds, setting them up, getting Megumin involved. Arnes' followers and Aqua's followers don't generally get along, mainly because of the aggression of Aqua's followers and the insanity they actually do have. Now, as we know, they always love you to sign this nice, beautiful piece of paper. And I will leave a link so you too can sign it. Go down in the description. And you too can join Aqua's religion. Megumin is all hungry and she gets involved with the actual church itself. And here we meet our main degenerate, Father Zesta, who for all intents and purposes is the anime pope here. No, not that anime pope, okay? Show the real picture of Father Zesta. There we go. Father Zesta, the complete and absolute degenerate, who wants to do anything possible to get new followers. So Megumin instantly decides that she has to get herself involved with it. I don't know whether she just felt sorry because of the fact she was taking advantage of the religion, getting food from them, or she might have just felt sorry for the religion in general. So she instantly teaches them all the bad deeds we saw in Konosuba Season 2. The dropping of the apples, the telling people that predators are out to get them. Another thing I have to say though is I also love the fact that the people in the church were also pointing out that Megumin is a lolly. And we're constantly completely saying, "Hey look, it's the lolly over there." And eventually we find more about his degeneracy. That most of the Aqua's church are sexual predators and shouldn't be allowed within 2,800 meters of a school. So if you see an elementary school and you're a follower of Aqua, you can't be anywhere near it. Now finally, we come to Yunyun. I do love to say the nice fake out earlier in the episode where they actually got a character who kind of resembled Yunyun. And then finally, after Megumin tries to show Father Zesta how to con somebody into joining religion, Yunyun calls her out. That's when we get our introduction to her in this episode. For getting angry and then rolling Megumin throughout the street. Eventually we find out that Yunyun is carrying a letter. And apparently the letter tells that someone is trying to poison the water in Arcenletia. And that our faithful predictor from the Crimson Demon clan has predicted that Father Zesta has poisoned the water. So apparently if you're able to predict the future, you too can just find a simple, overzealous prosecutor to go after anybody you don't like. Just like how the Arnes cult did to Aqua's cult. So Father Zesta becomes the first pope to be prosecuted and captured since Pope Pius VII. That is not a picture of Pope Pius VII. Now it leads us to our next episode. Father Zesta is now incarcerated, and Yunyun and Megumin are trying to figure out what to do. Yunyun is very apologetic. She was very upset the fact that her letter was the one that got this entire religion turned on its head. So now every single priest is trying to get votes so they become the next pontiff. And one of the people suggested they incorporate incest. So Fairy Funa, join the Aqua's religion immediately. Sign the paper, and you too can achieve your life's ambitions. Of course, Sister Cecily is trying her best to also sabotage those people and incorporates Megumin and Yunyun's help. For some reason, though, Sister Cecily kind of felt bad for what happened to Father Zesta. Interestingly enough, the same crooked ways they put him in prison ended up actually being Father Zesta's way out. Remember the bell that is a lie detector? Well, unfortunately, it worked in his favor, and he had to be immediately released. And our overzealous prosecutor had to face public humiliation from Father Zesta. And then Arnes comes back in the picture, trying to get Chomusuke. And the first thing Father Zesta does is point out the fact that she's scantily cladded. And just keeps on and on about it. Eventually, Arnes reveals that she's a demon. And as you know, in the Aqua religion, destroy the demon, defeat the Devil King, or Demon King, or whatever king you want to call him. And immediately shows his power to Arnes. It did not go too well for her, and she ended up having to flee once again. And now we find the very disturbing part of Sister Cecily in the baths. How she's just enamored by Megumin's small stature. And eventually Megumin inquires, why are you in my personal space? And she's like, well, these baths are so small. I wish we could build a bigger one. Gives Megumin an idea. I'll use explosion magic and create a huge bath, which she does. And now Megumin and Yunyun are ready to leave Arcenletia to go to Axel and are basically seen off. And here's what I love the most. Their farewells. Megumin is given the blessing of Aqua from Father Zesta. And when Yunyun asks for it, don't forget, she's the one that delivered the letter. Even though she's the messenger, sorry Yunyun, you gotta pay the price. This universe has to kick you at every possible turn. And of course, Sister Cecily gives out her farewell gift. More of those applications to join the Aqua's religion. These episodes were very entertaining. I mean, come on. One of the best parts of Season 2 of Konosuba was Arcenletia. And now we actually have an origin story how Arcenletia got so insane. Megumin was involved. The fact that she suggested Arcenletia in the first place should have been the catalyst of how this episode ended up turning out. Yunyun had to be destroyed in her own special way. And to find out that pretty much everybody in Aqua's religion is nothing but a bunch of perverted degenerates. Especially the hierarchy. I in particular love these episodes. I had a lot of fun with them, laughing at them. Because I knew this was going to be a two-parter, I made sure I wanted to do an entire review based on both these episodes. And now we're heading to Axel, the town where Konosuba all began. And until then, I have an episode to watch because I've already downloaded it. So until then, bye!